Now working from home, which somebody who works with their hands and works in a shop, working from home is lame, as they say. Much time on, can't argue with that. I mean, it's always good, right? You look for the good in everything. Get some work done that needs to be done by the technician staff, as far as desk work, which pretty much, I don't know anybody in the technician staff who just can't wait to get to their desk and do computer work. Most of it is, let me go in the shop and see what needs to be done. I'd rather pull this transmission out than write a report. That's mostly what you get. So one thing that's been helping is having our Skype meetings. At least I'm hearing familiar voices, and you know, everybody's got a good sense of humor. Nobody from my department has came down with it. There's one person who was out sick before this happened, before this started happening, and we don't know if he was positive or not for it. I'm sure he's been tested, but that's, you know, that's his business, not mine. More positive things, which is writing. Still contemplating getting rid of this bike. I tell you, I love the bike. I love riding. I just don't know how beneficial it is in where I'm at. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful roads to ride down, a lot of countryside to look at if you like farm countryside. You know what I mean? But there's a lot here, and there's a lot of places to go. But on two wheels, unless you've been riding two wheels for a long time and you're just so comfortable with it, and you know the risks, and the risks don't outweigh the benefit of, you know, seeing the countryside, going places, feeling free, feeling the wind blow through your hair, what little hair you have left, like in my case. But if you're like me, you've only been riding since 2016, and that's not even a full 4 years really, because, you know, it's not like I've been riding every day. I mean, when I was in California, I could have, but I still, even then I wasn't, because I was timid. I was scared. Look how slow I'm taking that corner. I mean, I had, before the motorcycle, I had a Can-Am, which is those three-wheeled, basically street snowmobiles. And I had that thing for 2 years, and I rode the crap out of it. And that was just, at first it was daunting getting on it, just like it is on this sometimes, because you worry about that person who's not paying attention behind the wheel and runs you over, the person who head-ons, you know, because they're looking down at their phone, the person that turns out in front of you because they can't judge your speed, you know, all these different things that happen to motorcyclists, you know, and it's pretty bad. You know, people die, people lose limbs, people get mutilated. It's just horrible. But, you know, there's no feeling like it. But I basically got the same feeling. Oh, the other thing that out here we can't do, we can't split lanes. So in California, you can split lanes. That was in itself a benefit, because I could split lanes to get around stuff, and when you're in traffic. But as you see, there's no traffic out here, but it just feels good when you come to a stoplight to get between the cars and to get in front of the line. So when it comes time to leave, I don't have to worry about somebody looking down at their phone, thinking the light changed and giving it gas and running me into the back of another car. That's just one thing I didn't have to worry about so much when I was on three wheels. The vehicle is bigger. It has has more lighting on it. It had a bigger footprint, so people saw it. And if I got, you got a bright color, I had a bright orange, kind of like safety cone orange almost. And it felt great. I mean, there's one person who, or a couple of times, people didn't see me, and I'd honk or something, and then they'd snap out of it and say, oh, there is something there. But just for riding around like this kind of stuff, just riding in the countryside, that thing would be awesome. So I didn't have to worry about putting my feet down, didn't have to worry about high siding, low siding. I didn't have to worry too much about taking a corner when there's a lot of trash. And not trash, there's not really a lot of trash out here. People do pick up really well out here. I love it. But there's always gravel and dirt almost in every corner when you turn left or you turn right, because there's just so many dirt roads, so many country roads out here, and so many people. When it rains and it gets muddy, the dirt sticks to the bottom of your car, and as you're driving along, it falls off in the corners and the turns and whatnot. So when the sun does come out and it does dry up, what happens is you get all this dirt on the road. And it was just, honestly, it was like riding a lazy boy. It was really comfortable. This is pretty comfortable too, but I'm leaning forward a little bit. Yeah, you can get bikes that have you more straight up, upright position, but what are you gonna do? I don't know, I just felt more at home on the three-wheeler than I did the motorcycle, and I think it's probably because of the danger factor that sticks in my head. And even people have been riding for years, riding almost all their life, they think about that stuff too. I mean, you almost can't help it. At least in California, you're always hearing about some motorcyclist that went down. Somebody changed lanes in front of them. Somebody turned left in front of them. Somebody made a right turn in front of them, from a side street. Since I've been riding, I've probably, it wasn't so personal before, but since I've been riding, I've lost I knew about maybe 3 to 4 people who have died. Some I knew and some I didn't know. And it just really hits home. You really think, wow, you can get taken out at any time. But then you could be the guy that says, you can be taken out just walking to the grocery store. You are absolutely correct. But your chances are a whole lot slimmer getting taken out going to the grocery store walking than they are riding a motorcycle somewhere. It's a lovely downtown Dexter, my adjacent town. I live in Chelsea. On the way back, I'll go that route and go through downtown Chelsea. Downtown Dexter is really a thought. I mean, it seems like you're thinking about, oh wow, I'm in downtown. And next thing you know, you're not in downtown. Matter of fact, this light is you're now leaving downtown. Town living. Beautiful town living. And that guy doesn't care. Some people are really nice, really cool. Other people, they are who they are, you know what I mean? One thing I did like about out here was when you do find people, I'm not saying it's hard to find people, don't get me wrong, but when you do find people that want to talk, oh man, good luck getting away from them. They love to talk, and about anything. It doesn't really matter. You'll talk about weather, you'll talk about cars, you'll talk about the trees, you'll talk about everything. And that's awesome. I mean, in California, people mostly kept to themselves and didn't want to be bothered. I understand that, because I'm like that a great deal. So I got neighbors I don't really talk to, mostly because I don't see them. You know, they're at work, I'm at work. On the weekend, they're maybe doing yard work, and I hate yard work. Everybody has to do it, but I just don't want to do it. I'm doing it kicking and screaming. And there's so much. It's not like just cutting your grass. Because you got leaf pickup, you got mulch you got to do almost every year. You got to get rid of the weeds and all that stuff that just seems like it just comes up out of nowhere. And it's like it'll keep you busy the whole time the sun is out. I mean, we're just now, this is, what is it? This is the 3rd of April. And before this, it snowed, I think, last week. Real light snow. Just a dusting, basically didn't stick to the road, but it stuck to the ground for, like, you know, overnight. And that was basically the last snow. That winter is over. And yeah, so as soon as that happens, man, the grass starts growing, all these fields, everything starts growing. And the thing I love the most about winter is there are no insects. I mean, you may see ants and stuff sometimes during the day, but for the most part, everything is gone. I mean, no mosquitoes, no wasps, no bees, no flies, none of that crap. It was the week before last. I knew that winter was on its way out because I came out from work to go home, and there were 2 flies sitting on my fender getting some sun. I go, you bastards. But, you know, it could be nice in the winter and you won't see a fly, but as soon as it starts warming up, here they come. So, yeah, that was a downer. And then I don't know how many mosquitoes I saw yesterday. As soon as you open the garage, you're like, hey, what's up? It's time to eat. It's been a while. I'm like, you go away. This is getting ready to go to the 94. I hate it. I keep saying the all the time. Out here they don't say the, they just say 94. You go I-94, you know, I this, I that, or whatever number, the 12, there I go again, 12, 52, whatevers. But yeah, I just want to get out for a second and ride around for a little bit. Go through Dexter, go back to Chelsea, and call it a day. So I got some yard work to do that I don't want to do. And don't get me wrong, this thing scoots really well. I think I'm in road mode, so I'm not in. It has, you know, 4 modes, I think. So I got road, sport, and custom. Wet, road, sport, custom. Custom, you can turn off traction control. You can turn off ABS. You can turn off some, you know, some of the things. And sport gives you all the horsepower and limits the ABS and the traction control. So I use sport once in a blue moon. I haven't dealt with the cops out here very much. I mean, I got a ticket. I've talked to police officers out here before. They're really cool, really laid back. But I just don't know what it's like as far as how they treat motorcycles. I don't know if they let you get away with shit. I mean, you know, when I was in California, I used to get away with stuff. I would be going too fast and happen to see a cop on the side of the road on the, you know, the street, and I see him and I cut the throttle and just start cruising, and I know he heard me before I got to him, and I know he can see I was going fast, but he just looks at you and just kind of ignores you. So I mean, there are a lot of times that happened to me. And, you know, lane splitting and cutting between cars and things like that, they didn't bother them one bit. They knew about it. They were aware of it. I just don't think they, you know, wanted to end up chasing some motorcyclist who would probably most likely flee and cause an accident, endanger the public, or kill himself. So they just let it go. Now, if I had some crazy, you know, maybe my lights weren't working, my blinkers didn't work, you know, something like that, maybe he'd pull me over for that stuff. But if everything's working fine, everything's going good, it's not really a reason to mess with you. Let's see what else. It just feels good getting out, looking at the greenery. I think last time I did this same ride from my house through Dexter and back up to Chelsea and then to my house, my mic wasn't working. So hopefully it is, and I can get some material to throw up on Facebook or YouTube. Oh yeah, the speed limit's out here. So like this road, I think it's 55. So if there's no posted signs on a road, it's 55. Usually most of the roads like this are 45 and 50. The street I live off of is 50. That's the one I got my ticket on the way to work one morning, and I was doing 67 when he clocked me, but I was doing at least 75 before that, and I noticed that when I backed off. Like in where I'm from in California, you'd see a road like this, and the speed limit would be like 35 or 40. But there's so many two-lane roads around here that the speed limits are, you know, 50, 55. The freeways are 60 for trucks and 70 for passenger vehicles. And I just don't want to, you know, I'm not familiar enough with the area where I can just go a lot faster than that and be comfortable I'm not going to get a ticket. Because these guys, I mean, they really do the old type police work where you post up somewhere where you can, you know, not be noticed really well, and you just start picking people off as they start flying past you. And it's just weird to see it, you know, all the time, just sitting on the side of the road or sitting up in a driveway, and boom, there you go. Wow, where'd he come from? Yeah, they're kind of serious about the tickets out here, so I just don't want to get any. Not to mention with my job, since I do drive, you know, we drive prototype cars that drive some of our other vehicles, you know, across the street or wherever. If you get tickets, you may lose that ability to do that, and if I lose that ability to do that, what good am I if I can't, you know, drive a car? Seems like I get a ticket about every 5 to 7 years, and it's usually enough time has passed that when I get another ticket, that I'm eligible for traffic school and whatnot. Well, they don't have, I wasn't eligible for traffic school up here. I don't know if they have that same program they have in California, but what the guy said is, it was your first ticket, since it was my first ticket out here, and my record was clean, with no tickets or no other violations, that he would put in for me to have the ticket reduced to like a double parking, what they call it. So it's like I'd pay the same as a double parking ticket. There's no moving violation record, so there's no moving violation. It was just a double parking ticket for whatever amount that was. But I paid the speeding ticket amount plus, like, say $5 or $10, but it was under the ruse of double parking. So that was cool. There's so many nice places to ride, to haul ass. And the funny thing is, there's places in California, there's places in Garden Grove that I knew where I could haul ass, and I almost guarantee there was not going to be an officer there. Nowhere around, you know. But out here, I just don't know the lay of the land that well to say that. So anyway, this is coming into Chelsea. This is, like, I guess you'd call the suburban area of it, or the, I don't know, what the neighborhood part, before you get to the business part. And it's nice. It's really quiet. I mean, this whole place is quiet to me. The only thing noisy is me right now. This is rush hour. Ha ha ha. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It says 4:20, but I don't believe it. Every time I set this clock, it loses its time. Yep, it's the first gear neighborhood. Man, this bike just feels so massive. This giant tank. Like wrapping your little thighs around a thick-hipped woman. So that was downtown Chelsea. Hey, look, it's Mr. Jet's Pizza. I mean, if I had a buddy to ride with, I would definitely ride more, because I do miss this. And if you have a buddy to ride with, that's two bikes. That doubles your footprint when people are seeing you. They see two bikes, two headlights. So that would probably be helpful. So Ricky Martinez, this is for you. Get a bike, man. Get a bike out here in Michigan. Had one in California. We used to ride quite a bit. But out here, nope. He got rid of it before he moved. So there is Jimmy. I could ride with Jimmy, but he's a youngster. Those youngsters, they're into a lot of shenanigans, and I'm not into shenanigans. Too old for shenanigans. Just want to ride and enjoy. Dirt everywhere. Look at all this dirt. I think I'll pass up here a little bit. Maybe. Oh, no, he's turning. No reason. Just kick it down a notch. Am I good? I'm good. The thing you got to worry about is deer jumping out and getting you. That's always possible. I think it happened to somebody about 3 years ago on one of the roads I take to work, I believe. So, yeah, interesting. I've had them pull out in front of me when I was driving my car. I don't know, maybe 3-4 times now. But there's certain times of the year where they're more active and they're mating and they're just kind of all over the place. And then after the babies are born, they got the little fawns or doe, whatever you call them, running around. I have seen deer stand on the side of the road and watch the cars go by. Now I don't know if that's a smarter deer or what's going on there. But yeah, it's interesting. So this road here gets dirt because people go down that dirt road to come out here and they drag it out when they come over, off the dirt road across this. So now I don't know if that guy was saying black power or power fist for the fact I got a bike, or he thought he would, like punch me. I don't know, kids.